Hello everyone, this is Jim Krasinski with your Week 12 Screencast video. So, as we move through the weeks toward the research essay, I just want to point out that this is another light week. We have a discussion board number 12 due on Friday, responses on Sunday. We continue to work with our sources and the research topic that everybody was able to write about in the annotated bibliography. Hopefully, some people are revising that annotated bibliography. That's the reason why we've had a couple of light weeks here with just one discussion board post. But more so than that, we're looking towards the research essay. So let me get out of the weekly schedule here over to the content unit. Once again, we get into the weeks 11, 12, and 13, synthesizing and drafting. Everybody's finishing up on the dialogue with Dave. The purpose behind that, as I said, some of the comments, was for you to test out your topic on an audience, pretending that Dave is your audience. Pretty clear that we're working with one research topic, so your responses should be specific to that research topic in that conversation. So some good ones and some not so good ones, and we'll just leave that there. Now, this week's particular discussion board activity is building off of the double entry journal. You have two sources. You've got some quotes or paraphrases. So what I'm looking here to achieve in this particular discussion board is how you can connect a couple of sources. Hopefully you can provide a couple of quote sandwiches. The video describes a quote sandwich, but more so than that, take the next step into synthesis and how you can connect the two sources together. What's in common, what's not in common. I think it's important for everyone to understand that by synthesizing sources, in other words, putting them in conversation with each other, is really how meaning is made here and how we work through source material for the research essay. So once again, sources from your annotator go into the double entry, which go into the activity here, okay, which is all the sources that are going to move toward the research essay. So this should be really a straightforward assignment because several of your sources should be talking about the same type of information about your particular topic. All right. So this is for this week. One thing I do want to point out, and that everybody should be aware of the research essay assignment when those particular first drafts are going to be due on April 28th, and the criteria for that, the final draft is on May 12th. Be aware here of the word count minimums for both the full and the first draft. It's imperative that you reach that. From some of the annotated bibliographies I read and some of the annotations, there might not be enough of information there to get some people to this particular requirement, and this is an IAI requirement in order to pass the class. All right. That being said, if you have any questions or issues, please send me an email.